So Ramadan, to me, is an opportunity to reflect. And it is very much a blessed time. And it took me quite a while to understand from my Muslim friends that it is also a very joyous occasion, because if you don't grow up in this tradition, you think, oh gee, it must be hard. You live in a place like Sudan and Egypt, where I lived early on, and people arrive late at work and they're grumbling and they're dour and they're anxious to get home and nothing much gets done. And for years I used to tell the American government officials, if you go on a temporary duty mission overseas to the Muslim world, try not to go during Ramadan, because you're going to have trouble with your appointments, and so, you know, work around it. Little did I know just how joyous an occasion it is at night, how close the families are, and how even foreign students in the United States from Muslim countries, how they feel homesick, especially during Ramadan, because they want to be with their loved ones, spend most of the night up in friendship and warmth, the kind of feeling that modern American society no longer offers to most of us, and you have to work on it. But it is one of the many things that those of us who are Muslims with a small m can learn from the Muslims with a capital M. This feeling of togetherness and cooperation. And I also thought about the time when I first came to Washington in 1968. There was virtually no appreciation of Islam. A few people knew that there was a mosque on Massachusetts Avenue. By the way, I've been there more than 400 times. I've taken every class there. You all get a khutbah. I also was at Al-Hijra in Arlington a number of times. But over the years, more and more newspaper articles have been written about the Eid-al-Fitr, the Eid-al-Adha. And so there has been an increase in appreciation of what Muslims do. And I was at a conference recently that dealt with problems of European nations and their Muslim minorities. And as I thought about it, I concluded that with all the problems we have in this country, Muslims are better integrated, are better assimilated than they are in Europe, where they tend to live in ethnic ghettos, whether it is your fellow Turks in Germany. Most of them live in groups together. They're not spread all over society, whether it's the Pakistanis in parts of Leeds and Lancashire and other places in UK. They also live in ghettos. In the United States, we do not tend to have, to my knowledge, Muslim ghettos. They're spread all around, including in my small hometown of Laurel. There are several mosques, and people seem to be relatively well assimilated. And I think this ability to learn more from others is the sort of thing that has helped us as a country on one level to learn from one another. I'm also thinking about the fact that last night was Rosh Hashanah for our Jewish neighbors, and you don't have to know Arabic, Ras Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah. You can see how very, very close those two are. Through good fortune, tonight we celebrate the beginning of the Eid, mostly tomorrow and the next several days. There is so much that the three Abrahamic religions share in common. They all have elements of fasting, although the Muslim one is much longer and much harder and much more demanding. But they all have it, and they all believe in similar values. And I get so frustrated when I hear some of my less well-informed fellow citizens talk about those Muslims, and they do not know that the Quran contains the 5 books of the Torah, the Psalms of David, the Gospels of the New Christian Testament. They do not know that Muslims look forward to the second coming of Jesus, that Jesus will sit at the right hand of God, not Muhammad, on the day of judgment. They do not know about those many, many commonalities between the religions. And I think that this festival, the Eid al-Fitr and the Eid al-Adha coming up in a few weeks, is an opportunity to reach out. And that is one of the wonderful things about the Rumi Forum and its relatives, like the Maryland Institute for Dialogue, with which I first became familiar 3 years ago, to reach out to people in similar situations, but from different religious and different ethnic backgrounds. Ramadan is one dimension of that, and I think it is wonderful. And so I'll conclude with what I normally would have begun with, which is to say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Thank you very much.